Yeah.
You know, rest in peace, David. A nigga lost his life.
Yeah.
You know, rest in peace, David Taylor. You know, he lost his life because Max B was being a bum ass nigga. I just feel the way when everybody is celebrating this nigga for coming home like this nigga was a freedom fighter.
Do you feel like, you know, he's been rehabilitated though, and he regrets what he did from back in them days, man?
That nigga been in the front of 100 microphones since he been home. He don't show no remorse. He didn't say anything about having remorse about what he did. You know what I'm saying? He not telling these young niggas out here, yo, I went to jail. What I went to jail for was wrong. You know, I shouldn't have did it. I regret it. A man lost his life. Rest in peace to him. You know, my sympathy out to his family. None of that. No, nigga, I'm wavy. I got jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, and these niggas is all around him. A bunch of broke niggas are around him. And they seeing this nigga get all his jewelry and all his praise for robbing and killing a nigga.
Max B, been home barely 2 weeks and he already moving like he never disappeared, locking in with the right people and stacking every major cosign out here. He just sat at the round table with Cameron and Mace, and the whole city been buzzing non-stop ever since. He hasn't even dropped new music yet, but he's already hitting stages, packing out every venue, and touching real money again like he never missed a step. But let's be real, some people are stressed watching him shine after spending 18 years locked up. Certain folks can't handle seeing someone walk out those gates and level up this fast. Yeah, everybody knows the case he served time for, but once you finish your sentence and step into the free world, is everybody supposed to force you into becoming some kind of activist overnight? If you weren't living like Malcolm X before going in, nobody should expect you to pop out acting like Malcolm X now, especially in rap, where image is everything, and artists are always gonna chase the bag first. That's the truth, whether people want to hear it or not. But here's where things get wild. Choke No Joke, a well-known videographer who's been around since the Rockefeller days, worked in Atlanta and New York, and witnessed everything behind the scenes, is calling out Max B heavy, and the energy he's sending feels straight up hateful, the kind of hate that sounds messy from the very start. It's getting grimy out here.
Keep going in my DM, ask me about Max B, man. Thank God that the man is home. I got nothing to say about him. God bless him. Yes, I used to manage all the Dipset. Yes, Max B is someone that I always loved, and everybody know I always loved the nigga French. Even when I was with Dipset, I didn't give a fuck. Never got in nobody's business. But one thing I calculated and always do, because I know our artists do, fight tomorrow, friends the next day. I never got in anybody's business. Stop asking me about Max B's business, about yesterday bullshit. Do any of you motherfuckers got your own life? Shout out to French Montana, Max B, and all the Coke wave. I don't get in people's business. When I was with Puff, I was with Jay. When I was with Jay, I was with DMX. When I was with DMX, I was with Mariah. When I was with Raya, I was with Drew Hill. When Cam pulled me in, he deliberately told me, yo, I don't want you bodyguarding nothing. You're a manager. I deliberately told Cam, I'm not getting in none of Dipset beef. I am not a blood. I am not a gangster. I am a corporate businessman now. And fuck you motherfuckers that don't like it. That's why I'm living a nice life. Free. For 30 years I've been home. 30 years. So no. The only thing I got to say about Max B is I pray that he stay on the right path, and he don't allow the internet to distort anything he got going on. One thing I can say about French Montana, he stayed one way his entire life that I've known him, and I've known him for years. He never wavered. And that's how you be successful. Big Joe has always been Big Joe. You motherfuckers didn't know me. You know I don't put no grit on my face. You know this smile will get you fucked up. Even now. But you know, I'm not with the tough talking shit. I'm not with talking, but I'm not down with no nigga. I wasn't doing that with Cam, with Diddy, with Puff. When I was bodyguarding, you step to my artist, I do what I gotta do. When I was managing, I managed. I didn't give a fuck about nobody's beef. Understand that, and please stop going in my DM, ask me about Max B. Yo, I get it now. Just like I didn't get Kaiser Sozak in that movie back in the days, I get what the fuck is going on. And I figured it out yesterday. Somebody hit my page and said something. They said, yo, Joe, man, 12 years ago, you didn't fight for Cam, man. When True Life stepped to him, you was right there. And I said to myself, I'm about to go hard on this nigga. Like, yeah, motherfucker, real motherfuckers don't fight for motherfuckers ain't starting no fight themselves. They don't do that. You gotta start your fight, then I get in it. Especially if I don't work for you no more, but then I thought about it. I said, hold up. Who is this motherfucker? I went online and pulled it up and I saw who he was and I saw his affiliation and I put it together. Yo, you motherfuckers are geniuses. This shit is all orchestrated. Because none of the beats are new. All this shit is old. Over 10 years. But who the dummy? You motherfuckers done figured out that if you talk and hate each other and go crazy on the internet, your algorithm will go up. Your love will go up. People will choose sides and you will get more money. And this is how you will get show money. I should have known. Cam, the motherfucker who taught me how to walk in Steve Gottlieb's office at Def Jam, how to go from Allen to Atlantic and sell the same mixtape, how to go across the country to Fontaine and sell the same music. And then he would call and say, I didn't approve that. How did it happen? You a fucking genius. You got the whole world thinking it's a beef when it's nothing. And I'm sitting there scratching my head talking about, I don't give a fuck if you niggas didn't talk to me because I ain't fight for this nigga. I wasn't going to jail and getting the beef that wasn't my beef. In all reality, it's all business. You a smart motherfucker, all you motherfuckers. And I'm going to tell you who the masterminds are. And all this shit always. 50 Cent, Cameron, Mace. Because motherfuckers like me and Jim Jones, we hot-headed. We flip first. But they don't understand, even we think now. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. Now I got it. You motherfuckers is geniuses. After seeing all this Diddy shit and all this other shit, everybody hates a winner and everybody tear each other down. You said, let's get some money. Show's gonna go up, more followers, everybody going to your page to see what you're gonna say next. Smart man. Smart 2, 3 black men. Or should I say 4? God bless you all. Keep winning.
Meanwhile, Max B is on a real run right now, moving non-stop and linking with all the right people the second he touched down. Folks in the city are even switching sides just to rock with him because he's the wave in New York right now. Every club he walks into is packed wall to wall, and everybody's excited to see him winning again. And now he's back in the studio with Harry Fraud, yes, that Harry Fraud, the producer who's been shaping Max's sound for years and holding him down since way back. That alone got the streets talking loud. But with all that shine, you can feel the jealousy creeping around too. I gotta keep it real about this and shout out to Choke No Joke because I've watched his work for years and the man really did grind as a videographer and producer. He was everywhere behind the scenes, especially during those classic Rockefeller days, and his work ethic was legit. I can't pretend he didn't earn his spot, but at the same time, let's be honest, Choke No Joke has had problems with just about everybody connected to those Rockefeller days, and that history follows him heavy. It definitely shapes the way he talks about situations. I'm keeping it straight, shout out to Choke No Joke, but he really did fall out with a whole list of people from back then. It felt like every time you turned around, he had something to say about somebody, and not always in the best tone either. He's done Vlad interviews, he's sat in front of all the major platforms, and he's had every major name standing in front of his camera too. Nobody can deny he really put in serious work, and that's a fact. But let's be real, I've heard him go back and forth about Cameron, and those were people he used to rub shoulders with and actually had real connections with back in the day.
You know, rest in peace, David Taylor. You know, he lost his life because Max B was being a bum-ass nigga. I just feel the way when everybody is celebrating this nigga for coming home like this nigga was a freedom fighter.
Do you feel like, you know, he's been rehabilitated though and he regrets what he did from back in them days, man?
That nigga been in the front of 100 microphones since he been home. He don't show no remorse. He didn't say anything about having remorse about what he did. You know what I'm saying? He not telling these young niggas out here, yo, I went to jail. What I went to jail for was wrong. You know, I shouldn't have did it. I regret it. A man lost his life. Rest in peace to him. You know, my sympathy out to his family. None of that. No, nigga, I'm wavy. I got jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, and these niggas is all around him. A bunch of broke niggas are around him.
I heard him speak on Jay-Z too, and now he's shifting that same energy toward Max B. And remember, Max B is out here making the smartest moves possible right now, sitting at the round table with the biggest voices in Harlem. The last thing he needs is a cloud of negativity trying to follow him around. I'm not the type to call everything hate, but you can hear it when Choke No Joke speaks. The tone says everything, and it spills out heavy every time. Meanwhile, Max B is outside living life for real. He's locked in with Cam and Mace, and those two are ready to push him to the next level with zero hesitation. This is smart business, smart alignment, and these guys are not playing with the industry right now, especially with their own talk show sitting at the center of the culture. Cam is rolling strong right now, no question about it. He's got his own talk show, It Is What It Is, and he and Mace got that sports show booming like a whole media empire. These two aren't just talking, they're cashing in, building their own lane, and shutting out anybody who doubted them. And now they're putting Max B in position the right way, which is exactly why he's sitting at that round table with them today, getting lined up for a whole new era. Now lock in, because what Choke No Joke is saying about Max coming home is wild, and it deserves a real breakdown. And before anything else, let's be respectful. Somebody lost their life in that old situation, and rest in peace to that man. Nobody should ever disrespect someone who passed, and everything being said here is coming from a place of respect, not gossip or negativity. The case was serious, and the paperwork makes it clear Max wasn't physically at the scene when the tragedy happened, but decisions he made helped spark the situation.
Yeah.
You know, rest in peace, David. A nigga lost his life.
Yeah.
You know, rest in peace, David Taylor. You know, he lost his life because Max B was being a bum ass nigga. I just feel the way when everybody is celebrating this nigga for coming home like this nigga was a freedom fighter.
Do you feel like, you know, he's been rehabilitated though, and he regrets what he did from back in them days, man?
That nigga been in the front of 100 microphones since he been home. He don't show no remorse. He didn't say anything about having remorse about what he did. You know what I'm saying? He not telling these young niggas out here, yo, I went to jail. What I went to jail for was wrong. You know, I shouldn't have did it. I regret it. A man lost his life. Rest in peace to him. You know, my sympathy out to his family. None of that. No, nigga, I'm wavy. I got jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, and these niggas is all around him. A bunch of broke niggas are around him. And they seeing this nigga get all his jewelry and all his praise for robbing and killing a nigga.
That's the truth, and nobody is running from that. The whole thing was heavy, and everybody involved paid the price in different ways. So with all that history sitting in the background, pay attention to what this videographer, should I say, activist, now Choke No Joke, is putting out into the world. Because the tone he's coming with is intense, almost like he's trying to reposition himself as the moral voice of hip-hop, and the internet is glued to every word he drops. People love drama, and the moment Choke speaks, comment sections explode. He jumped in loud, talking like Max came home, acting reckless, wild, careless, like he stepped out the gates straight into chaos. But hold up, since when did Choke decide he's judge, jury, and the chief moral officer of the streets? That's exactly what it sounds like when he talks. He's acting like he's the one handing out verdicts now. Choke is saying Max got no remorse, but that man just served 18 years behind a wall, 18 years away from family, away from life, away from everything normal. That's not some weekend stay. 18 years changes any human being from the inside out. And don't forget, the original sentence was 75 years before the courts reduced it. So clearly the system reviewed his case and saw something worth giving a second look. That reduction doesn't happen by accident. So now people expect Max to walk out and instantly jump in front of a camera saying, I regret this, I regret that, like he's reading off a script for public approval? Why would he do that when he already completed the punishment the justice system gave him? He faced the consequences, he served the time, and now he's trying to move forward with his life the same way anybody else would after finishing a sentence. Max is stepping into a new chapter, working, connecting, staying focused, staying aligned with people who actually support him. And yet folks still want to drag him back into the past like he didn't just endure almost 2 decades behind bars. It's wild how some people move. Most rappers don't sit in front of a camera giving long speeches anyway. They show growth by how they move, how they work, and how they carry themselves now. And let's be real about Harlem energy. Back then, everybody was struggling. Everybody was trying to climb out, and sometimes people made the wrong choices trying to get ahead. It doesn't excuse anything, but it explains what the era looked like and the pressure people were living under. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend everything Choke, no joke, says has zero truth to it. Sometimes he drops points the younger crowd can learn from. But come on, Max has only been home for 2 weeks, just 2 weeks. So what are we even talking about right now? This whole conversation is way too early and way too dramatic for a man who literally just stepped back into the world. People keep acting like Max B was supposed to walk out, preaching life lessons and giving motivational speeches, but that was never who he was before jail. Before he got locked up, he wasn't out here speaking at schools or trying to be some neighborhood leader. He was beefing with Jim Jones, getting money, moving wavy, and living like a Harlem artist at the peak of his moment. That's the Max B people connected with. That's the energy the fans loved. That's the lane he built from the ground up. So when I hear Choke No Joke going off the way he is, it comes across like straight hate, and I'm saying that with my chest. Listen to the tone. It sounds like somebody who's had issues with almost everybody in the industry. And now he's tossing shots at Max, like he's trying to go viral off the moment. And let's be honest, the clip did go viral, so maybe that was the whole point. I don't know if it's the Atlanta side of him or just his personal style, but I'm from New York City, and when somebody comes home trying to move better, I want to see them win. I want to see them rebuild, reconnect, and stand on something positive without getting dragged before they even settle back into real life. Some people show their growth through how they move, not by jumping in front of a camera giving speeches they never gave before. Why should Max B suddenly hop online talking about kids do this, kids do that? That was never his style. He wasn't living like Malcolm X before he went in, and he wasn't talking like that back then either. So why demand it now? It doesn't even make sense. It feels like people are forcing expectations on him that were never part of his lane in the first place. And now that Max B got that official cosign from Cam'ron, the whole energy is starting to shift. Things look different when Harlem royalty stands beside you. And let's not forget Choke No Joke was just beefing with Cam'ron not too long ago. I pay attention to everything happening out here, and those two were going back and forth, throwing little shots at each other on live like they were ready for round 2. So, is that where this sudden wave of negativity is really coming from? Because the timing is looking way too suspicious. And let me keep it all the way honest, Choke ain't even from the city like that. He was one of those dudes who got lucky enough to be around major names like Jay-Z and Dame Dash, all those powerful figures from the Rockefeller era. And I respect his grind and the work he put in, because he really did put years into that behind-the-scenes hustle. But man, this right here, this gotta be a joke. There's no way he's serious talking like this. He's out here saying Max B got broke people around him, but come on. What rapper doesn't have folks from the block in their circle? That's hip-hop culture. That's how artists stay grounded and connected to the people they came from. So I'm trying to understand where all this negativity is coming from because it feels deep, personal, and built up from issues he's had with different people in the industry for years. I know Choke went through a lot during those Rockefeller days, and I'm not trying to take away from the work he put in, but this situation right here, it does not make him look good at all. Coming at Max B right when he's rebuilding his life looks messy, and it looks bitter, and I gotta keep it real. It's a bad look. Since when did Max B ever need to pop out preaching to kids anyway? That was never his lane before, so why demand it now when he's linking with Funk Flex and moving around trying to rebuild his whole career? It's clear Max B is still finding his place in the game, and that's completely normal after 18 years away. He's still figuring things out, still reconnecting, still learning how different the music world is now. That's just reality. What he doesn't need is unnecessary negativity from people who should honestly know better. Nobody in his circle wants that kind of energy around him, and to be real, nobody in the city wants to see that either. I hate this whole situation for Max B because he's just trying to focus on his life and his grind. And I hate it for Choke, no joke too, because this kind of negativity doesn't help him either. It just makes him look stressed and pressed for no reason. Max hasn't even started talking yet. He just dropped his first interview today. He hasn't jumped into deep conversations, hasn't spoken his full truth, hasn't said anything except perform, reconnect, and stack up some well-earned money. He's simply trying to live life and get back to work. And let's keep it honest, serving 18 years in the penitentiary is more than enough payment for past mistakes. That man paid his dues in full, twice over. So for him to come home and sit at the round table with Masse and Cam, that's a major achievement, earned through survival, strength, and discipline. But this negativity coming from Choke No Joke, it looks nasty. It's pouring out heavy, like something he's been holding on to for years. My guy, you gotta cleanse your spirit for real, because right now it looks messy. And I don't know if it's because you're not truly from New York and you don't understand Harlem energy, or if it's something deeper you've been carrying from your past, but whatever it is, it's showing loud. It's not a good look to come at a man who's simply trying to stand back up and rebuild his life again. Max B, linking with Funk Flex and moving around the city, shows he's rebuilding his career step by step, exactly the way anybody would after being gone 18 years. He's still locking back in, still reconnecting, still studying the new game, and figuring out how the industry runs now. That's real life right there. And what he absolutely does not need right now is extra negativity from people who should be cheering him on instead of trying to tear him down. Nobody around him wants that type of energy. And honestly, the whole city is tired of watching that noise pop up every time someone tries to elevate. I hate seeing this land on Max B because he's focused on grinding, performing, and enjoying his freedom again. And I hate it for Choke No Joke too, because this kind of negativity doesn't help him either. It just makes everything look messy on both sides. Max hasn't even fully spoken yet. His first interview literally just dropped. He hasn't sat down for deep talks, hasn't told his whole story, hasn't jumped into long conversations. He's just been hitting stages, reconnecting with his people, and earning back what he lost. He's simply trying to live, breathe, and work again. And let's be honest, doing 18 years in the penitentiary is more than enough payment for anybody's past. That man paid his dues with his time, his life, and his freedom. So for him to come home and sit with Masa and Cam at that round table, that's not just a moment. That's an achievement built off survival, discipline, focus, and straight resilience. But the negativity coming from Choke No Joke, it looks rough, it sounds heavy, like something he's been carrying inside for way too long. My guy, cleanse that energy for real, because right now it's looking messy and completely unnecessary. And I don't know if it's because you're not from New York and the Harlem vibe don't hit you the same, or if it's old feelings from old industry stories, but whatever it is, it's not a good look when someone is simply trying to stand up and rebuild their life again. And before you dip, make sure you subscribe to Drip Zine. Hit that like button, drop a comment, share this video, and help the algorithm push this story out by smashing that hype this video button. See you on the next one.